Hey guys, this is Nick from ForexForNoobs.com with the daily analysis. Today is Tuesday, the 20th of August, 2019, and the time is 10:12 here in the UK. 12 minutes past 10 a.m. We're starting a little late. Sorry about that, guys. I had an internet issue. I'm running on my backup internet. Can you guys hear me well? Is the stream working well? Can you guys see my screen properly? I'm not sure if I can stream from this effectively. Sorry about that, guys. Totally my fault. I was very unprepared with my backup internet. I couldn't find the little box. It's like a 4G box. I couldn't find the little box. So it took me like just under 5 minutes to find that. And when I found that, it took me a while to set it up. I had to remember a password, which I didn't. I was totally unprepared, which is stupid. Yeah, here we are. 13-minute delay. Very sorry, but that's just how it happened today. Totally my fault. The internet being down's a good excuse, of course, but me being unprepared for that possibility is not good. Not good at all. It's been a pretty good day, actually, except for this. Pretty good day. I can't say it's a bad day because it's me being silly that messed this up. So my internet goes down so rarely that the backup is just something I never think about. But I need to be more on the ball with that. But anyway, guys, we're already late. I don't want to waste anyone's time. So let's just dive straight into it. Well, no, wrong. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at the news, guys. We're going to kick things off with the news. Oh, I forgot to start the recording software, which means I can't draw on my screen. So give me a second while I start that up. Yeah, sometimes I wish I actually worked in an office. That way I could have an IT guy just sort all this out. I mean, I'm an IT guy myself. Well, not by trade, but I'm handy with tech. But still, it'd be nice to just have someone else sort it out. Just call up and say, internet's down, sort it out now. Need to get to work. But anyway. So what do we have coming up? Nothing today. Tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. we have the CAD CPI, and then we have the FOMC meeting minutes. So that's just tomorrow. And what was that? They got new sites. Cool. We'll check them out in a sec. Yeah, so nothing in the way of news, guys, really. The CAD CPI I don't care about, and the FOMC meeting minutes, of course, that's important. That's 7 p.m. tomorrow. Do watch out for that one. But there's nothing much going on in terms of news. What is this? What have they got going on? Is this new? Yeah, I know it's like a Bitcoin site because it's called CryptoCraft, but I don't ever remember seeing this before. Energy exchange and metal mines. Metals mine. Metals mine? That's such a bad name. I would have called it metal mines. That's better. Metals mine. It's not bad, I guess. It's okay. Look, the icon's slightly different. It's like a... Oh, that one's an X. Oh, it's based on the logo, right? Cool. Anyway, that's not what we're here to do. I just saw this, so I was a bit surprised. Actually, I want to see one quick thing. What's the news like? All right, they don't have a calendar. That makes sense. Anyway, nothing much going on in terms of news, guys. Right. So yeah, I don't really go on Forex Factory much other than to check the Forex calendar. So I wonder it took me a while to find it. But let's get into the analysis. Now, I've updated all of my support resistance areas yesterday. every single one of the support resistance areas. Actually, that's not true. I got distracted and I forgot to do these last two, which I'll do during the webinar. I think that should be, we should have enough time. So let's take a look and see if we see any setups, guys. Support resistance areas might be a bit different to yours at this point, because I literally just deleted everything and started fresh. So AUD CAD, I'm not really seeing anything. AUDCHF, this is actually kind of interesting. If you look closely here, we see it bouncing between my two support resistance areas. It looks very messy, but if we were to go down to the 12-hour, maybe the 8-hour, we can see that it's in a range. So the lower the time frame, the more you can kind of see the range. So here on the 6-hour, we see that it's in a range, and it's a good range too. It's got one from the bottom, one from the top, two from the bottom, two from the top, three from the bottom, and now it's starting to head down again. Now this time that it's hit the top, it stayed up longer than the other times, but it does look like it's sloping down. It actually looks like it's making a move now. Ideally, I'd want my entry to be here, but that's going to lead to a pretty bad risk to reward ratio. So I'm probably, I'm very tempted to enter this actually. I think this has potential, but it's a somewhat risky trade. Has a good risk to reward ratio. I'm going to enter on a break of this candle here. I'm going to set my minimum risk to reward ratio at 1.5, my minimum target, but I'm very likely going to extend that down into the support area. I just want to see how it moves when it gets down there. This is a risky trade, guys. The stop loss is quite tight, but yeah, it's a risky trade. You know what, guys? I know this is annoying, but I'm going to have to set this pending right now. So you guys are just going to have to wait a minute. If I wait till the end of this webinar, I might miss out on this trade opportunity, and I don't want to do that. That's just how it is, guys. I have to prioritize my trade entries over the webinar sometimes. I can't just miss a trade because of the webinar. So you guys are just going to have to hold on for around about 2 minutes. I need to go grab my phone, which is not with me. It's downstairs. I'm going to go grab my phone, and then I'll enter this pending, and I'll be back in like 40 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Now I need to quickly look at these numbers. I just need to do a position size thing real quick, guys. One sec. Because a bit of a weird pair. All right. Cool. That's done. All right, so I've got a pending order in at 0.6627. I got a stop loss up here at 0.6665. And I got my initial targets here. I'm very likely going to extend this down. I just don't want to put it down right now. I'm going to set an alarm here, which I'll do right now, actually. I'm going to set an alarm around about here. So I'll be alerted when price starts getting close to my target. And when that happens, I'll look at what's happening, what it's doing, how it's moving. And depending on how it's moving, I might extend that target. So we'll just wait and see how this one plays out. So potential trade there, guys. Now, this is a bit of a risky trade, like I said, but I'm willing to get in anyway for one very important reason. It's because we're in a range. Now, when we're in a range, I'm willing to make I'm willing to look past some of the riskier trades because of the power of a range. A range is a very powerful thing. When price gets stuck in a range, it tends to bounce for quite some time. So this is the range gives this extra, even though the trade itself is not perfect, the range gives me the extra confidence I need to enter the trade. But it is still a risky trade. Be aware of that. Don't blindly follow me into this trade, guys. I see this happen all the time. Just because I enter a trade, people say, oh, Nick's on it. Nick's a professional trader. So because he's trading it, it must be a great trade. And then if the trade doesn't work out, they get disappointed. This is a risky trade. Enter it only if it makes sense to you. Don't enter it just because I'm entering. If that's how you trade, then you're making a major, major mistake with your trading. And you're never going to be a good trader because you're just relying on someone else to make your decisions for you. And that's just not how you should be trading. So yeah, don't blindly enter this one, guys. Mark this one as green. AUDJPY is in a similar situation in terms of it being in a range, but this range is so unclear. I'm just not very interested in that one. AUD New Zealand, nothing much going on there, guys. AUD USD, nothing much going on here. Nothing I'd want to trade anyway. It is in one of these wedge things. I don't really trade the wedges, but it is clearly in a bit of a wedge here. What is going on with my computer? The fans are going crazy. Sorry guys, I just need to check something before my computer blows up. Okay. Bit hot. Righto. Tone down that overclock. We should be fine though. It's not going to explode. CAD CHF. Stuck in a range on CAD CHF too, but it's already reversing from that range, so it's too late to do anything here. And even if it wasn't too late, whoa, did I miss a pair for support resistance? It looks like I did. Oops. I didn't get my support resistance done on CAD JPY. Well, can you guys hear my computer going crazy? For those of you who know about computers, I overclocked my CPU yesterday, and I ran a test to see if the overclock was good, and it was all working fine. The cooling was keeping up, but either streaming takes more CPU power than I thought, or something's going a bit weird with the overclock right now. Or rather with the temps, because my fan is really, really working hard to cool the PC down, or the CPU rather. Yeah, it's a bit hard to get good support resistance on this, but we have it. I think this is as good as we're going to get for this pair. We definitely need some support resistance lower than this though. So we're going to head back to 2016 and see if we can get... Well, obviously down here there's some support resistance, but looks like in between also. It's not great. It's not great at all. It's like a very minor one, but it's going to have to do. Well, anyway, guys, there's no setup there, but we've placed a support resistance, so. EURAUD, price is stalling out on support. We're in an uptrend, but I think what kind of highs are we at on EURAUD? Yeah, we're at 10-year highs, much like Euro GBP. We're at 10-year highs. So while there could be a long trade here, I'm a bit apprehensive to enter a long here just because we're at such extreme highs. Risk to reward ratio is not great either. I'm going to mark this one, guys, for those of you who are interested in entering. I'm not that bothered with this one. I really don't like it that much. But there is a potential long here. If price gets above this high here at the 1.6414, then there could be a potential long here. We'll review that in when we get to the end of the list. Nothing on EUROCAD, EUROCHF, nothing. Euro GBP, what was this for? Oh, this was someone was asking me about trade here yesterday. Very similar to EURAUD, but this one's just not as clear. So EURUSD, price stalling out on support at EURUSD. EURUSD is at lows we haven't seen since May 2017. Last time it hit this low, it bounced away. This time it's there again, so we need to wait and see what happens. I have this support area here, or resistance area rather. I'm not too sure about this one. I've placed it, but it looks like this one's been wiped out and it's no longer valid. So I have it here for now, but I might be willing to trade through this one. I want to see how this EURUSD candle closes here on the daily, and then I might be interested in going long there tomorrow, but I really need to see how it closes first. I'm not going to jump the gun. I'm not going to go long or anything right now. So GBP CAD and GBP AUD. All right, GBP AUD had nothing, but GBP CAD. Nah, I'm not interested in this. GBP CHF, nope. GBP JPY, looks like this is going to start going down. But even if you wanted to be in a trade, it's too late. Short setup on GBP New Zealand. Can't say what I don't like about it. I don't know what I don't like about it. I just know that I don't really like it. That being said, it looks like a valid setup, so I will mark it. Sometimes I just look at a chart and I just get a feeling about a setup and I'm just like, nah, I'm not interested in trading that. Today, well, this one seems like one of those. Ooh, here's a good reason not to trade, and this is why it might seem a little off to me. The risk to reward ratio is pretty atrocious. 1.65, but you have to hit the next support area for that. So actually, that's not valid at all. GBP USD, nothing much going on there, nor is there on any of these pairs. New Zealand USD looks like it wants to resume this downtrend it's been in. Here's a risky setup for you guys. It's not a setup we trade normally. This is more of a breakout than anything else. It's a kind of setup that I'm going to be adding to the course soon because the way market conditions are right now, breakouts seem viable to trade. Last time I feel that breakouts, personally the way I trade breakouts were viable to trade was around 2010 is when they kind of stopped working the way I use them. But these days they seem to be working again, and I'll be adding them to the course. So essentially, price has broken the support area, closed below the support area. Now we want to see a new low below the close of this candle by a few pips. Stop loss could be wider, but we just don't have the risk to reward ratio for that. So the stop loss is just going to be above the high of this candle. I'm not sure if I'm going to enter this, but I'm going to move it to here and we'll just discuss it in a second. Nothing much on USDCHF, but on USD CAD, but on USDCHF. USDCHF is trending down overall, although it is at a pretty strong support area here. But yeah, it's trending down overall. And right now we're getting a reversal setup here. On the 8 hour. It's only just triggered, so still potentially able to get into this one. Is anyone short on here already? So the entry is going to be a bit late. Still viable. I might actually enter this one, guys. I don't want to waste your time by entering another trade during the webinar, so I'm just going to enter this one after. I think it'll probably stick around here. Similar to my AUDCHF. So I'm just going to speed through the rest of this analysis, guys. And then I'll look at entering that trade. USD NOK, nothing going on. USD SEK, I don't have my support resistance areas. I'll do them for tomorrow. But there's nothing going on either of those pairs. And the gold and stuff like that, I don't really have support resistance for that, but those aren't really important to us at the moment. Right, guys, let me do a final wrap up here, and then I'm going to go and probably enter that USDCHF trade. AUDCHF, I'm looking for a short on the break of that low. So there's really no proper time frame for this trade. It's not the classic setup we would take, but it's in a range, so I'm willing to take a bit of additional risk. My entry is going to be 0.6627. See what happens when it reaches down there. I want to go short on USDCHF at around about 0.9793 with a pretty tight target, but it's a good risk to reward ratio. Tight target would be 9732, but still good risk to reward ratio. Euro AUD, we're just looking for a long here. I'm very unlikely to enter this one, guys. I just don't like the risk to reward ratio. Euro USD stalling out on support, so there's potential for a long there, but I'm unlikely to enter this one too. And there's a breakout trade on New Zealand USD. I'm just mentioning this one, but I have not shared any clear parameters for breakout trades, so I wouldn't be surprised if none of you enter this one. I'm probably just going to enter it with a very reduced position size, just as part of testing that I'm doing on these breakout trades, because I haven't traded them in a good 9 years, so things probably have changed a bit. So I'm not going to be entering my full position size. But yeah, that wraps it up for the analysis, guys. I'd love to stick around and do a brief Q&A as we usually do. I say, do you guys have any questions? But this time, too much is happening right now with these CHF pairs, so I really want to get in there and take a look and see if I want to enter this USD CHF one. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys for attending. Sorry again for it being late, but it happens. It's my fault. It happens. So yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you for tomorrow's webinar, which should be at the same time, 10 a.m. Bye-bye.